Hello and welcome. It is just before 12:30 New Zealand time, and I thought we'd try another one of these live stream things where people can add me on Discord and give me a call. Let me just get the chat window stuff added so that we've got that working. There we go. Fantastic. Right, so we've got a few people that have added and having a chat. Please let me know what time it is in your country. It's just before 12:30 in New Zealand. I'll show you this new shirt that I'm wearing. This is something that I had designed, a Spit Happens, and you can get one of these on your for your very own from the merchandise store that I run. The link is in the description of YouTube, or any of my YouTube stuff, so take a look on there. Should be streaming live on Twitch, Facebook and YouTube. I'm glad that it's not too late in the US because it's Sunday just after lunchtime here, and normally the most convenient time for me to stream is like the equivalent of 3 a.m. in the US, so there we go, some life-giving water. Right, okay, so let me bring up the Discord stuff. There we go. So you can see me on Discord if you add me TH and then the number is 4372. Then you can add me on Discord, and once you've added me on Discord, you can give me a call. And well, if you give me a call, we can have a chat about music stuff. You can ask me some philosophical questions. You can ask me some life questions. You can ask me for advice. You can do whatever you like, really. So if you want to do that, then that is an option that is open to you. If you don't want to do that, then you can just sit and listen. If anyone asks any questions, I will answer them in the chat. So feel free to ask any questions that you may have. I'll start off by telling you guys something. I received a couple of instruments in this past week. One which I have already done a review on that's live for my Patreon supporters, and it will be live for the rest of you in a day or two probably. I just need to wait to get some information back from the company that's sent the instrument over. That one's really cool. I'm pretty happy about that. In fact, I'm not going to show it to you just because it hasn't. The video I've created hasn't been approved yet by the people that sent me the video. But I'll teasingly say the instrument right down there, and it brings me much happiness when I look at it. But the other thing I've been sent is a trombone, a cheap trombone from the Donna website, and I am not going to be reviewing that at all because it is literally the worst trombone I've ever played, or at least I won't be doing a review of that is favourable to the person that has sent me the trombone. I'm just going to pretend that it doesn't exist, because if you're spending if you're spending about $150 on a trombone brand new, you have pretty low expectations anyway. But this failed to meet even my low expectations. I mean, you can assemble it, but that's about it. Alright, so we've got currently about 27 viewers, I think, on YouTube. I haven't bothered to log into Twitch actually, so let's see how many people follow me on Twitch. It's probably not actually all that many.
Tend to be a local though, you see that?
I don't really know enough about Twitch. Alright, so send me a message. Tell me what you guys are up to. Tell me what you'd like me to do today on this stream, and we'll try and make something. Interesting. Or if somebody wants to add me on Discord and give me a call and whatever, that would be cool. Oh, I have an incoming friend request. Is this the start of something special? Ice Wolf Gaming 10. What else can I talk about? I'm potentially going to be selling some of my instruments at some point. I'm looking at selling my King Eltonium, and I'm potentially going to be selling my Couturier conical board trumpet, which is the one. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see what I'm pointing at, but it's a Couturier conical board trumpet. So if anyone's interested in either of those, send me an email and make a donation. That would be cool. Don't add me on Discord and then just send me a message. Give me a call and we'll have a chat, because you can just send messages and so forth on the Facebook stream. Sorry, on the YouTube stream, and I'll see that. However, here we go. Hello. Okay, can't hear you. Is that my fault or is that your fault? I can't hear anything. Alright, so Icewolf, sorry, that didn't work. Nathaniel Turner says in the YouTube chat, a very kind message, your YouTube changes suck. What sucks? I don't know what you're getting at. Anyway, Al Obama says, I think we need to get rid of Nathaniel Turner. Put user in timeout. Yes, I can do that. And I can also remove him. There we go. That's pretty cool. Sponk is giving me a call. Hello, Sponk.
Yo.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going?
You remember me from last time?
No. But
good.
Give me something that I will tell me something that happened last time that is memorable for me.
I explained to you the relevance of my name, and I asked for advice for trombones.
Oh, okay. No, I've got no recollection of that. When you get to my age,
fine.
When you get to my age, the memory sort of fails.
All right. Well, yeah.
How are you doing, Mr. Sponk?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Adequate. I'm.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Sunday afternoon here. It's pretty miserable outside, and I'm spending my time hoping that people online will be friendly to me.
Yeah, we can only hope about that, you know.
So, if you were a flavour of soup, what sort of soup would you be?
That's a really interesting question.
Oh, whoops! I didn't realise doing that would. Okay. I've just learnt that closing a direct message also cancels the call. Sponk, do you want to give me a call back? That's annoying. All right, I won't close direct messages then. Sorry, Sponk. Sorry.
Bro, you left me.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't realise that closing a direct message also hangs up a call at the same time. So
No, yeah.
You'll have
but,
to.
back to your question. It's probably just chicken noodle soup because I'm a very basic type person.
Okay, so chicken and noodles in a soup.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. That tells me a lot about your personality. I'm not sure if I want to be talking with a person who's interested in chicken noodle soup.
Hey, come on. That chuckle in the background.
Yeah. So what are your views on the current state of the world?
The whole world, I'd have to say, it's still in a little bit of disarray, recuperating from the pandemic, but I feel like we're coming out of the rut. I feel like we're recovering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to try and sell you this drumstick that I currently have on screen, what do you think would be a reasonable asking price for it? It's wooden, it's well used, and my plan is to rip it into several pieces.
The funny thing is my band program actually has a stick that looks just like that.
Well, maybe this is the
Um,
other one. Maybe they'd be interested in buying it from me.
yeah, funnily enough, I only see one of them in the room, so that may well be the other half of that.
It, it,
Probably
it,
like probably in American dollars, probably like 217,000.
wow. Okay. Yeah. The reason why I have drumsticks, I bought a random collection of drumsticks, so I don't actually have the other one that matches this, but
Oh.
they can be quite useful for getting stuck tuning slides out. If you get pieces of drumsticks, and sometimes you need to use a little thing in the middle of them, but you put them like that and you squeeze these sides, then the leverage can help you get tuning slides out if they are stuck. So that's a useful well, that's what I use them for. The downside is that if it's really stuck, then you are going to you're going to put dents in the tuning slides. But I've got a bunch of these ones which used to be drumsticks. It just helps spread this apart, so you could give some leverage and get your tuning slides out like that. How's that for a useless piece of information?
That's really fantastic, let me tell you that.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm going to move it on. So thanks for giving me a call, Sponk.
Alrighty.
And have the sort of day that you've earned.
All right, thank you.
There we go. Jim can give me a call. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Mr. Hamilton. How are you?
I am sufficient. What about yourself?
I'm doing quite well tonight.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the southern United States.
The southern United States, so the southern North America.
Correct.
On the east or the west of the southern North America?
On the east, oh, 1 second, never eat the soggy waffles. Southeast.
Southeast. So you're
Southeast. You might say I am the most southeasterly that one could get on the United States.
Right. Isn't the most southeasterly, isn't that a prison?
Florida does seem like a prison sometimes.
Oh, Florida. Is that where you said you're from?
Yes.
Okay, isn't that normally on fire?
Not today.
Not today.
And also not in recent memory.
Oh, okay. Wasn't it Florida that always hits the news for being on fire most of the time?
No, I think that's California.
Okay.
California, they've got the wildfires.
Okay. Is California near you? I don't know much about your land.
No, California is on the opposite end of the United States.
Okay. Okay. So what do you have in Florida that's mildly interesting?
Disney World.
Disney World. Okay. Anything else?
Jeffrey Epstein. No, we used to have him.
You used to,
Anyway.
and you list that as a positive, or
Well, no, no. Yes, yeah. As I see in your chat, a lot of old people too. Lots of old people down here in Florida.
Okay. You have a fantastically deep voice. I would love for you to record like bedtime stories and read them to me.
Well, thank you. That is most certainly not the first time I've heard that, and yeah.
Yeah, you should totally do that, and then I could potentially play my Shelmai, and we could do some lovely sort of moonlit melodies for male voice and Shelmai.
What is a Shelmai?
Oh, it's the instrument that I've got up on my wall behind me with the 8 different bells coming out of the end of it, and it's the instrument that sounds.
Oh yeah.
It's the I think I did a video on it, and I think I called it the world's most perfect instrument. It's an awful.
It's a double reed. It's a double reed, isn't it? Right?
No, I think it's free reed.
No, well, I'm looking at your stream right now. It appears to have a neck coming out of it as though similar to a bassoon.
Yes, it does, but you just blow into that. That's just a tube, and then you've got the 3 valves, which have a binary arrangement for playing them to split the air into the 8 separate bells. And in the base of each bell is a reed. I think it's a free reed, but it might be a single reed. It's certainly not a double reed.
are bagpipes also considered free reed instruments? Because I did used to own a pair of bagpipes. I tried to teach it to myself, but the reeds that I had were just not cooperating at all.
Yes, I think bagpipes are double-reeded instruments. I'm not sure.
Right. Well,
I haven't played them myself.
right. Well, anyway, I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, a question. Please ask.
What is the best type of trombone, and why is it the bass trombone?
The best type of trombone, probably one that somebody else has bought for you, is probably the best trombone. Unless you're talking about type as in brand or type as in size. I get what you said about why is it the bass trombone, sort of answering your first question there. Bass trombone is my favourite sort of trombone. But I wouldn't necessarily call it the best. Depending on what circumstance, it's the wrong instrument. Like if you're wanting to throw something at a woodwind player, then yeah, I wouldn't use a bass trombone for that. I'd use something more worthless like a tenor trombone. But yeah, bass trombones are nice.
That's fair enough. Now, I play in a university orchestra here in the United States, and it's been a year since I've gotten to do that due to the pandemic, but now I should be able to rejoin soon because they are telling us that things will be going back to normal. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be back on my bass trombone.
Didn't your last president say things that will be going back to normal over a year ago?
I I cannot speak on behalf of that man, even though I live in the same state as him.
Okay. Yeah, so we've been living things as normal for about a year now because our government listened to medical advice and things like that. But that's just, I don't know, one of the benefits of being
Right.
in New
Well,
Zealand.
well, I take what I can get. I certainly had no influence on American policy decisions.
Did they not involve you that much? I would have thought that you,
No,
as a bass trombonist, would have been fairly closely involved in the consultation that went towards that.
no, I wish, but Donald did not give me a call.
Okay, that's odd. Okay, obviously, uh, disappointed. All right. Well, do you have any other questions or anything you'd like to talk about?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for giving me a call. And yeah, we'll chat again sometime.
You too.
All right. Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you. Talk. Say something else. For me to be able to tell if you're talking,
It's so
I need you
weird.
to say something else.
How the stream is like so like it's like so echoey because I'm watching the stream and talking to you.
So mute the stream whilst you're talking to me on Discord. Only listen to Discord while you're talking to me because there'll be a delay as well. Is that working?
Yeah, I found out why my mic wasn't working.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. Give us a technical reason why your mic wasn't working.
I didn't know I had to push to talk on.
Okay. Hmm. There seems to be a really big delay with when I finish talking and you start talking. So, is that something you can do something about, or is that? All right. Okay. I think we're going to leave that there. If you get your voice sorted out, give me a call. All right. We've got a few more people. Oh, what was my fondest memory of secondary school? Oh, I don't have a lot of fond memories from secondary school because I suffered from bullying a chronic amount. Yeah, so one of the best things about secondary school was probably the fact that we had a pipe organ there. So I was able to spend some time playing that pipe organ instead of studying, and that was good. But schooling in general is not a particularly happy time for my life. What musical notation software do I use? I use Sibelius predominantly. Back in the day, I used to use Noteworthy Composer, but Sibelius is the one. Sibelius is the one that I use. All right. If anyone else wants to give me a tingle, then I have no idea what that says. Shujikimon wa neni o miru, Shujikimon wa baka o miru. I don't know, it sounds like some sort of weird food. Prussia, please give me a tingle, Prussia. I'd love to get a tingle from Prussia. That would be good. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? Are you actually from Prussia, or are you, or is that just a name?
It's just a name. I'm from Colombia.
Ah, Colombia with an O or Colombia with a U?
Both.
Yeah, but I mean the state of America or the country?
Oh no, I'm from the country.
Ah, Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia.
Yeah.
But I am in the States right now. Studying.
Okay. What are you studying?
Engineering.
Oh, what sort of engineering?
Electromechanical engineering.
Oh, that's very cool. I am very. I tried to teach myself a little bit of electrical engineering a while back, and I find it very interesting. But the material that I was using wasn't particularly brilliant, and I ended up losing interest. But do you subscribe to a guy on YouTube called the EEV blog?
The EEV? No, that doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, okay. There's a guy in Australia who does electronics engineering videos. And he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I did a couple of spoof videos a few years ago, just following his format. But I know that's cool. So what brings you to call me
How
today?
do you spell that? Wait, how do you spell that guy's name?
His name is Dave Jones, but the channel EEV. So Echo, what's V? Victor, blog.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But well, I had a question about. Well, I don't have my own. Oh, okay. Sorry, I played the euphonium, right, at the college band.
Yeah.
But I'm using one like a college an euphonium that I was borrowed from the college.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to buy my own euphonium, right?
Yeah.
Should I buy a valve euphonium or a rotary valve euphonium?
What sort of band are you going to be playing in mostly?
A more of a classical band and also a jazz band.
Okay, then a piston valve euphonium would be the one that I'd go for. The only times, unless we're talking about different instruments, if you're talking about the sort of curved style euphoniums, like, do I have one there here? If you're talking about one like the one that I'm pointing to in into the stream that's just below my Trent Hamilton thing, they are used in some style of bands. But if it's going to be just a band that uses upright euphoniums, then I'd get a piston valve one, just personally. Even though I usually prefer rotary valves, a piston valve one is probably going to be more normal. But it depends based on where in the world that you're going to be playing and what sort of instruments they use.
I'll probably be staying here in the US for a while, so it'll be here.
Okay, so in which case, an upright piston valve euphonium would be the one that you'd want. Pyrenees valves.
Okay. All right. How much should I expect to to pay for one of those?
If you're wanting to do it seriously, then I'd recommend spending a few grand on one. If you're wanting just something to experiment with, then you can probably get one for under $1,500. It all really depends on your budget and what you're hoping to do with it. If you're wanting to be a sort of professional level musician, then you're going to have to spend quite a lot of money. But if you're just starting off or something, then don't spend too much until you know that it's the right thing for you to do.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, cool. Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
How are you doing?
How am I? I am satisfactory.
That's good to hear.
Cool. All right, thanks very much for giving me a call, Prussia, and maybe
Of
we'll
course.
talk some other time.
Hopefully, yes. See ya.
Cool, bye. Somebody asks me on the thoughts on the John Pecky Euphoniums. I've done a video on the John Pecker Sterling. It was a really beautiful instrument, but it just didn't click right for me, so I didn't end up buying it. Hello, Jacob 1. Jacob 1, this is Trent 2. Over.
This is Jacob 1, over.
How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm currently procrastinating doing laundry. So, yeah. Where are you from?
Just southeast of London.
Ah, isn't southeast of London the English Channel?
Not that far southeast.
Ah, right. So less southeast.
Yeah.
Cool. And what do you do?
I'm still in secondary school, so I've applied to join the army as a musician.
Oh. So is that what you hope to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hopefully
cool.
from September.
So you're planning to grow up in September?
Yeah.
What instrument do you play?
Trumpet, cornet.
Ah, nice. And did you have any questions, or you just fancied a chat?
Yeah, so I've got a sort of issue with my playing, sort of. So I think it might have been from over practicing, but I managed to sort of get cuts on the inside of my lip. So I was wondering how long I'd have to leave it before playing again.
Do you have braces?
No.
Okay. How hard are you pressing your lips against your teeth for there to be cuts there?
No, not hard. I think it might just be maybe a crook or two or something, but it's more just a very small layer of skin missing.
Okay. Look, I would. Not the right thing to do would be to check with a medical professional to see how you can prevent that from coming back. Because if you're wanting to be a professional musician, then you're going to want to not have issues with your teeth, cutting your lips and things like that. The good thing though is that issues with wounds and stuff inside your mouth tend to heal quite quickly. So what I would do is give it a few days and just see if that is enough. There are some potential creams and stuff that you might be able to use to help with pain, like numbing creams and stuff that might be useful. But generally stuff in your mouth heals pretty quickly. Just be careful not to aggravate it. That's about all the advice that I can get. But I would suggest potentially going and seeing a mouth doctor or something, and just see if that's something that needs to get rectified, because if you're going to be a professional musician, then you don't want to have this as a recurring problem.
Okay. Well, thanks for that.
Cool, no worries. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Nothing in particular, no.
Okay, fantastic. What time is it over there?
7 minutes to 2 a.m.
Oh, far out.
So I'm keeping my voice down.
Yeah. All right. Well, go to bed. Have a good night's sleep. I hope you've got somebody to tuck you in. It won't be Prince Philip because he's died, but hopefully somebody else can tuck you in. Don't let the bed bugs bite unless they're undernourished and ask nicely.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Catch you later.
Goodbye.
There we go. If you want serious medical advice, I'm probably not the right person to call. But if you want non-serious medical advice, then yeah, I'll be happy to help. Hello, this is Dr. Hamilton. How can I help with all your embarrassing itches, boils, and bruises?
Yes, I have a little bit of a scratch on my leg.
You have a bit of a scratch on your leg. How did you do that?
I was just kidding because you asked.
Oh, okay. No, well, what you need to do is get a concoction of dirt, flour, and water, and spread that on your leg underneath a little piece of cheese. So get some cheese out of your fridge and rub that on the wound, and then wrap the whole thing in that concoction of flour, dirt, and water, and then wrap your whole leg up in cellophane or some other sort of clear plastic wrap, and it'll be fine within 6 to 10 lunar months.
Sick.
That's exactly what you will be if you
but
follow
I have
my
a real
advice.
question.
Oh, real question. Right. Real question.
Out of all the brass instruments, I play trombone, but
Me too.
what's your favorite popular one?
My favourite popular brass instrument. Are any brass instruments popular? I'm not too sure.
Because I don't want you to choose like something super popular. I mean, super unpopular.
See, the thing is, I've never really been in a position in my
And you
life
just
where
not know it.
I've been popular, so I don't really know the best way to answer that because I'm not in with the cool kids. But I guess my favourite instruments are probably euphonium and bass trombone. They would be the two that I enjoy playing the most. Bass trombone because it's a little bit childish when you get to play a march or something and you get to blat out some low notes. That's fun. Euphonium is probably the instrument that I'm technically the most proficient at, so I get a fair amount of enjoyment from being able to play technical things on a euphonium. So that would be the answer to my question.
So also, what's better? French horn, one thingamajigger or two thingamajigger?
How would you define thingy-majigger?
You know that, like, I forgot what it's called, but like valve, two valve, or one valve, double valve, I think.
Okay, I'm not quite sure. What are you referring to? A single horn or a double horn? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay, double horn is definitely much more useful than a single horn, particularly if you want to play in any orchestras or things like that.
Also, I have a question.
Oh, a question. Yes, please.
If you chose a meat, what meat would you choose that is similar to you? Since you asked about noodles.
If I was to choose a me, I don't quite understand the question.
Meat.
Meat. What sort of meat? I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat.
Ma'am?
Alright, we might leave that one there. I'm not quite sure what was going on. When he started talking to ma'am, I don't think he was talking to me anymore, so it sounds like he's been perhaps told off by his mother for talking to strangers online. Maybe that's what's going on. A Crawl, Angel's Thesis from Evangeline Concert Band Arrangement. Why have you sent this to me? I don't know, I'll check that out at some point. Blue Chase keeps calling me. Alright, let's call him back. Hello, Blue Chase.
Hello?
Hello, how's it going?
Hey, man.
I'm not ignoring you. It was just that you kept calling whilst I was busy talking to somebody else, and I thought it would be a bit rude if I hung up on them.
How's it going?
Yeah, going all right. What about yourself?
Nothing much, really. Been practicing all day.
Oh yeah, what do you play?
I play trumpet.
Oh, what sort of trumpet you got?
I forgot the exact name, but it's a trumpet from 1980. It's like a trumpet from the 1980s. It's in the key of B flat. And
Cool. That really helps me narrow it down. It would have been really annoying if you were vague, but thanks for being specific. A trumpet in B flat from the 1980s. Perfect.
I forgot the name though.
It's all good. It's all good. What do you call your trumpet? Enid? Clyde?
Sorry?
Does your trumpet have a nickname? Like, do you
I
call
don't
it
believe so. I'm not.
Bruce or Fred or Angelina?
Back when I was like really young, I used to, but not anymore.
What did you used to call your trumpet?
Oh, I don't remember anymore. It's been like 4 years since that.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Do you have any questions or anything I can answer?
Are you still playing that Booze Cat etude?
Somebody sent that to me a week or so ago. I haven't played it since then. Actually, I've been not doing a lot, frankly, in the last week. I've had a couple of computers I've had to fix. I've had some work I needed to do, but I haven't been doing a lot in my music room over the last week. So I haven't done any more practice on that. Yes.
Also, do you still have like the world's worst cornet?
No, actually, I tried to do some work on that to try and get the valve, working, and unfortunately, the valve stem broke off the valve in such a way that I couldn't re-tap it to thread it back on again, and so I ended up throwing the whole thing in the rubbish bin.
Okay.
Sorry, trash can, as I believe you guys call it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I don't have the world's worst cornet anymore. Nor do I have any desire to get another one, frankly.
No, I bought a piccolo trumpet from the same company, and it was questionable.
Yeah, I did that too, and I created a video in it called "The World's Cheapest Piccolo Trumpet," and it's better than the piccolo. It's better than the world's cheapest cornet, but not by much. Does yours have an absolutely rancid smell when you open the case?
It smells like chemicals.
Yeah. I don't know what that smell is, but every time I've had an Indian instrument, it smelt like that, and it's just awful.
Yours sounded a lot better than mine. Like mine is just, it doesn't sound like right at all.
I've probably got
Like yours sounded a lot better.
I've probably got a better microphone than you do. And I also add a little bit of reverb to sort of mask the failures of my playing.
Yeah.
Just like I use a filter for my face because I'm actually a 38-year-old woman. But people wouldn't take me seriously if I presented my real face to the world, so I make myself look like a man.
I tried putting a cornet mouthpiece into the piccolo trumpet. It just fell straight through.
That doesn't make that. Yeah, that wouldn't help at all. You might as well. In fact, probably the best thing to do would be to put a stick of C4 in and use that as a mouthpiece from a distance. That would probably be the best thing you could do with that.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. It's been a long time since I actually played on it because it has you cannot actually like play anything on it. Like it sounds awful.
I know. It's nice though that I suggested using C4 on an instrument. Just some general high explosive, and your first thought is not, no, that's silly and dangerous. Your first thought is, yeah, I'll get onto that when I'm around, when I've got to it. So yeah, it's a bit of an odd reaction, but all good. All right, I might leave it and see if anyone else wants to have a chat. Thanks for giving me a call.
Thanks. Bye.
There we go. All right. Have I ever tried an E-flat trumpet? Yes. Do I like jazz repertoire? Not really. Jazz isn't my thing. Hello, Dean. Hello, Dean. Dean doesn't appear to be with me, even though he's called me. All right, let's give somebody else the chance to give me a call. Epitome of a sousaphone. Epitome is spelt wrong. Epitome. of a sousaphone, but that doesn't make sense. I don't have that sousaphone anymore either. Let's give Eli a call. Hello.
Hello, sir.
How's it going? Oh, you don't have to call me sir.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
I am sufficient. I'm poised and prepared for all the exciting delights that this call is going to invariably include.
Yes.
What about yourself?
Hard. Okay. So I was curious. Have you ever thought about doing any more reviews on Wessex instruments?
Yeah, so I would do reviews on Wessex instruments if I got Wessex instruments to review. So videos, when I do a review, they normally earn me about $5 in revenue. And if I'm going to spend, hundreds or thousands of dollars on an instrument that's only going to make me $5 on a review, then I would become broke very, very quickly. So I'm happy to do reviews on Wessex instruments. I just need somebody to send them to me or lend me some so that I can do them. Because I can't really... the reason why most of my reviews are of fairly cheap instruments is because they're the only ones that I get sent to me. Although I did go up to Dr. Toot and do some reviews on some better instruments. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Cool. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Northeast Iowa.
Cool. So you're talking from a state that I don't know where it is, but you're specifically from the northeast part of the state that I don't know whereabouts in the US it is.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the United States.
Right. And what do you have around you? Like, what is in there in the middle of the United States, other than COVID?
Well, pretty much nothing, actually. I mean, just a few other states around us. No particularly big cities to say. Pretty much just middle of nowhere.
Right. So, what's in Iowa? It's close to other states. That's a ringing endorsement. That's brilliant. I'll definitely add that on my list of places I want to go.
And corn.
Corn. There's lots of corn. Yeah. I mean, what a marketing! You should be in sales and marketing. I can't think of a better. Come to Iowa. We're close to other places, and we have corn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've done well there.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
No. I think that's about it.
All right. Thanks for giving me a call.
Yes. You have a nice day.
You too. Bass trombone update. Oh, Formal's giving me a call. Hello, Formal. This is Informal.
Oh, hello. Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I
I
was really not expecting this.
I expect I could hear your voice even if you didn't have a microphone and were sitting inside a soundproof room.
Yeah, I'm sitting in my tiny dorm room, but I'm a college student here in the States, and I have a question for you. So I'm a Euphoniums student, and probably in less than a month I have to perform my jury of Bluebells of Scotland.
On
and
Euphonium?
I'm just
Okay, all right, yep.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But I was just going to ask, do you have specifically any advice?
Yeah, play it perfectly. Does that help at all?
We're getting there. It's just the last the vivace. That's the problem there.
Okay. Is there any technical part that you're having problems with? A lot of people tend to play that, in my opinion, too fast. So my general guidance is that between all of the notes, there is actually the melody in there. So accentuate any notes that bring out the melody, and don't play it too fast. It's still a piece of music. It's still trying to convey that melody, just in a different variation. So that would be my general advice. But what parts of it are you having trouble with?
Well, I've done a lot of progress on it. I've worked a lot on it with my professor. Most of the problem came from the octave jumps, but I eventually literally started at probably 20, 30 beats per minute and just worked it all the way up to 100. That was excruciating, but I was very happy with how it eventually showed up in the end. And it's now essentially just getting that last part up to tempo. I'm really trying to base it all off of Joe Lessie, his recording of it, but I've heard so many other recordings that just to go insane on the tempo.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't think at the moment I can do all that crazy stuff. But
Yeah, so when you're playing a piece of music for adjudication as opposed to playing a piece of music for entertainment, it's really important that you stick to the interpretation that is most likely based on the notes that you've got written. And the vivace isn't written to be played at 400 beats a minute or whatever it is speed that Joe Alessi does it. If you're listening, if you're heard the same recording that I do, in my opinion, that's a bit too fast because it just becomes a it's you lose the direction of the tone, you lose the melody, and it just sounds like somebody dropping a box of metallic fold-up stands down the stairs, and then it's just rapid tonguing with not a lot of tone or substance to it is what it tends to do, what it tends to deteriorate into when people try to play it too fast. So it isn't a competition. If you're being adjudicated for something, the most important thing is playing it well, getting your notes right. Speed is, it's not going to really impress people. As long as you play it at a comfortable speed and play it well, that's by far the most important thing, rather than seeing how fast you can play it.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. It's a nice solo. I mean, it's obviously written for trombone originally, but it works pretty well. I can't remember how old I was when I learned it originally, but yeah, it's a good solo. It's unfortunately, I guess, a little bit of a cliche because it's one of the most well-known trombone solos, and everyone plays it. So it unfortunately tends to turn it into a bit of a cliche. But it's a bit odd that they're using it for a euphonium. I presume it's a degree that you're doing. Yeah. But then again, I never studied euphonium at university, so I wouldn't really know.
Yeah, I'm here for music ed and performance. Euphonium is my main instrument, but I have a lot of experience with playing trombone and especially jazz settings, stuff like that.
So, saying that you study music performance, do they teach you how to be a barista as part of that, or is that just something you have to do after uni when you realise that you can't make money as a musician?
I mean, I hope there's experience that comes with it.
Because every time I've seen a person that studied music performance, I've always said to them, "I'll have a large coffee, thanks."
Yeah, well, I mainly started with the music ed degree, but I thought I could really push myself with performance in general, and I felt I had the gear as well as the I feel like I could push myself in that direction. So I'm really challenging myself. But other than that, I don't know how to make a coffee, so I would need to get that experience somehow.
Yeah, you absolutely will need to get some of that experience because most people don't earn money being a musician.
Yep, that's how it is here.
Yeah.
Especially getting the degree on euphonium. I can't even play in orchestras.
I mean,
unless it's like the planets or something.
You could get a degree on a nose flute. That's probably less useful.
Yeah, just pull a recorder. Probably get more gigs that way.
Probably. All right. Well, what sort of euphonium do you play?
I recently got a Shire's euphonium. They are a company out of.
I know who Shires are. Gosh.
Yeah. I really adored their trombones, and last year at Midwest Clinic is a really big music conference. that they have in Chicago.
Yeah.
I went up there with a few friends, and I realized that they actually used that conference to kind of say, "Hey, we made Euphonium. Try this out." So I got this essentially half off from a
Wow.
dude in California. I had it shipped over here last semester, and I've just been enjoying it ever since.
Oh yeah. Does it have a does it have a trigger on the main tuning slide?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But it's essentially an exact copy of a Besson
Yeah.
in a way. So in the future, I could probably find a tech who could just throw one on there. But
Yeah.
I really haven't had any problems with tuning.
Do they hand make them themselves, or do they just get them in from China and just finish them?
No, I'm pretty sure they're handmade in their factory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, yeah. They make them in their factory. I believe they got some euphonium people there, and they've been starting to make this. It's a beautiful instrument.
I'd love
very
to try
good
one
sound.
Mm.
Yeah, just like their trombones.
Cool.
But I went to their booth to like play some of their trombones because I really liked their trombones, and they just had euphonium sitting out there. Because they were at a booth with Eastman, because Eastman owns Shires.
Yeah.
And I got to play some of the Eastman euphoniums, and then I saw one with a Shires logo on it. I was very excited to see that, and on the Facebook Marketplace, I found this for half off, and I jumped immediately on that. And now I have
damage
no money.
that if you did that.
Well, obviously, I researched the guy, looked for like the actual price that they would sell, stuff like that. But I think the listing price is over 8 to 9 grand. I got this for probably 4,500.
That's more than I earn in a week.
That's more than I earned in a long time. I don't have a job right now. The music degree is really pulling me down here.
Yeah, wow. I mean, you don't have a job, so they thought, what can I do to fix that? I know, a degree in music. That's gonna help me get employment.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know how to work. Yeah.
Thanks very much for your call, and we'll talk again some other time. No worries.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
You too. Bye. Cool. All right. We'll take a couple more calls, and then I'll call that a day. Of course, it isn't a day. It's just early afternoon. But I have other things I'm procrastinating doing. So, Jim, you've already called me once. Let's see what he has to say this time. Hello, this is Jim.
No, this is Jim.
No, this is Jim.
Right. So I wanted to ask you another question.
Oh, please do.
So, what is the worst brass instrument, and why is it the Melophone?
Why do you think it's the Melophone?
I have never heard a mellophone used well in any sort of context, in any brass section ever.
Yes, well, the mellophone, and a lot of people don't know this, but the mellophone is actually not intended as an instrument. It's intended as a percussion instrument, and so it gets its best tone when it is bouncing off the skulls of other people. People often pick up a mellophone, and I've seen this many times myself. They pick up a mellophone and think, oh, it's got a mouthpiece, you're supposed to buzz into that and sound comes out the other end. No, that's not true at all. It's designed as a percussion instrument, similar to, the hammer drop in Mahler's symphony and things like that. It's designed to hit other things and create its sound that way. So I think the mellophone would be a nice instrument if people used it properly, but they just don't.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah. Cool. Did you have any other questions?
What's your favorite style of a baritone horn? Is it a European style baritone horn, a British style baritone?
Oh, okay. So British style baritone is yeah.
And why is that?
Oh, I didn't realise. It's the one that I connect with most readily. So I was on Grinder the other day, and they had all of the different style of baritones, and the British style baritone was the only one that accepted my friend request, or whatever you call it on Grinder.
Right, right. You know, I was thinking maybe it would be because its format is so similar to that of a euphonium that maybe that would be the case. But no, it's that was not the answer I was expecting.
Yeah, no, probably not the answer you were expecting, and probably not the most helpful answer either. But hey, you called me, and I don't do helpful or normal.
Yeah, of course not. So
Yeah.
so it wouldn't be right for me to expect a serious answer if perhaps I asked you what's some of your favorite British brass band repertoire.
Well, I definitely prefer music, and what I mean by that is not necessarily being flippant, but if you write competition music, there's a lot of competition repertoire that's designed to test players, and there's not, whilst you might have millions of notes to play, there's not actually a whole lot of music in there. And so when you've got a piece of music that actually contains music, that is very much my preference. I'm not a great scholar of individual musical pieces, so I can't give you a list of my favourite pieces to listen to and things like that. But yeah, generally, if it's a piece of music that has been written for a competition, then I'm not really all that interested in it as a general rule.
Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't aware that, but I suppose that yeah, there are a lot of brass band competitions in England and in Europe in general, correct?
And in New Zealand and in Australia. In fact, we've got one in a few months' time down in Christchurch, New Zealand, that I'll be attending. So yeah, brass band competitions are a thing, and often they have pieces that are commissioned for that competition, and they'll have things like solos in them. They'll have technical sections and things like that. But generally, because they are pieces of music that are written to test a band, hence the name test piece, they tend not to have a lot of musical value. That's a general comment. There are some exceptions to that rule, but it's as a general rule, I'm not a fan of test pieces.
Now, here in the United States, people generally would get involved in ensembles or wind ensembles or orchestras through the music programs in their public schools. Is that similar to the way it works in New Zealand?
Yeah, that we do have some schools that have music programs. Music in New Zealand, I don't think it's as big a thing as music in other countries, which is a shame. But it's just the way that things happen to be. Yeah, so but I know of a few schools that have music programs, and they go well. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, that's how I first got introduced to it. I started playing the euphonium in a middle school band. And
What happened to the top and bottom of the school?
the top school comes after that one.
Okay. And what happens if
Yeah.
you're in a place where you have height concerns and you can't have a middle and a top school?
Well, I had a height concern when I first started to play trombone, and I couldn't reach seventh position.
Okay. Has that gotten better? Have your arms
Oh, yes.
elongated?
Yeah, yes, it has. My arms have elongated in the last 13 years that I have been playing brass instruments.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because it sounds like your vocal cords elongated themselves quite nicely.
Yes, they certainly did. They
Yes.
certainly did.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for giving me another call. I'm going to see if anyone else wants to chat, and I hope you have a pleasant afternoon.
You as well, Trent.
All right. See you later. Hello.
Hello. Oh no! Whoa! Hey.
Hello. Oh, OMG! I can't believe it's really you.
Yes, that is my reaction.
Wow. Will you be the
I had a
mother of
question.
my children? Oh, don't worry.
but,
Okay, you've got some questions.
Yeah. So I want to kind of be an instrument repair tech.
Yeah.
My main concern is that it doesn't make a whole lot of money. I mean, I could live off of it, but it doesn't make like big bucks, I guess.
Okay, that doesn't sound like a question. That just sounds like a statement.
Well, do you think I should go to school? Because the closest school to me is kind of far away from where I live, and I have to like go to Minnesota, or I could try to do an apprenticeship.
I don't know I don't have a helpful answer to that because it's not something that I have a lot of experience in. You definitely want to make sure that you're learning well. So whether or not you can get a good apprenticeship or you would be better off going to a school for band instrument repair, I don't know the answer to that. Somebody else might have a comment though. Yeah, so sorry, I don't really know the answer to that.
I do know of a guy near me who makes professional horns. Right now, he used to make professional trumpets, but now he makes professional trombones. It's Lawyer.
Okay,
I don't know.
I think I might have heard of him, but I don't know anything about him. But I think the name might be
I have
slightly
a lot
familiar.
of friends who know him actually.
Oh, stop
sorry I'm interrupting.
showing off! I have a lot of friends. It's not very nice to say to a person that doesn't have any friends at all.
Okay.
I'm just being silly. Yeah. So no, I don't know him. I don't know his work anyway. I think I might have heard of him at some point though.
All right. Well, thanks, Trent. Also, bass trombone update. I've been asking for that.
So I've got. So I had to buy some new braces. I had some issues with trying to get them from the original manufacturer. They took my money and ran, so I wasted about $200 in a month of my life trying to find some new braces. But I've got some now, and I've sent it off to Dr. Toot, who is an instrument repairer here in New Zealand, and he is going to finish assembling the instrument for me and just give it a general service. So once he's finished with it, then I'll be able to do the final video on that instrument.
Amazing.
Yeah,
well, you should have bought it from Allied. Oh, sorry.
Do they sell braces? Do they?
Yeah, they sell different components from like instruments like OEM parts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have looked. No, I reached out to the Thayer company themselves, and even though Ed Thayer doesn't exist anymore, there is somebody else that apparently takes any orders and doesn't give you the parts, as appears to be what happens. But I've ended up finding some braces now, so I'm just waiting for the instrument to be finished being assembled, and that I don't know how many weeks or months that may be.
All right. Well, thanks.
Cool.
I'm gonna go now.
All right. Have a good afternoon. See ya. Cool. So we've got time for one more, and then I'm going to head off for the afternoon. All right, Beer Boy it is. Hello, Beer Boy. Hello, Beer Boy. Beer Boy isn't there. Hello? No, okay. Beer Boy isn't there. So we are going to have one more now. And we'll see if we can hear the other person. Right. If one more call. If somebody wants to give me a call, then I will answer one more. If no one gives me a call, then I will. Oh, Bra Kid. Hello. How's it going? I don't know if this is just a thing of my personality, but I try to answer these calls and I just hear silence on the other end.
Oh, hi, I'm here now.
Oh, you're here now. Fantastic. Yeah. How did you make a call to me if you weren't there before?
Oh, I'm trying to get my microphone and all that.
Okay, so you were here the whole time, it's just that I couldn't hear you whilst you were here.
Yeah.
Ah, that clarifies that. Thank you.
Okay, so I've been playing trumpet for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, like, I should like switch to French horn or something just for like fun. Because I've seen you play like multiple instruments, and I'm just like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Because like you're good at all of them. And so I was like wondering if I could do French horn at the same time while doing trumpet. So I'm just wondering if that's fine to do while I'm still learning trumpet, or should I just wait till I get very good at it?
So there's a few things there to unpack, and some things there that are perhaps a little bit concerning, because you did use the phrase, should I play the French horn for fun? And in my mind, trying to play the French horn for fun is like trying to stand on a landmine for fun. I don't understand that, but if this is a serious thing that you've got going, then I'd suggest seeking some counselling. French horn is not an instrument that I really recognise as a real instrument, because it's half woodwind. Yeah, that's a bit of an odd one. But I sort of feel like a person trying to talk somebody down from jumping off a bridge. No, don't do it. Not because it's bad to play more than one instrument, but because it's a French horn that you're wanting to potentially play. The serious answer, though, is if you're looking at being a multi-instrumentalist, then the only way that I've found to be consistent at a range of instruments is to ensure that you keep playing a range of instruments. If you're going to stop playing trumpet and start playing something else, then your trumpet skills are going to go down the toilet. So you need to keep everything at a similar level if you want to be really good at it. Now, naturally, that involves a whole lot of time and effort, and if you're just interested in learning the basics, then keep one instrument as your main instrument and ensure that you keep doing regular practice with that instead of chopping and changing all the time. I would potentially suggest, because I'm not a huge fan of the French horn, is that you choose other instruments that are fairly similar, like a cornet or a flugelhorn, to play around with first, because there are a lot of people who do use those other instruments regularly. I can't really recommend French horn to anyone. The same thing as I wouldn't recommend heroin to anyone either.
All right. So I should just stick to trumpet real quick.
That would be my recommendation, yeah. Or choose other instruments that are real instruments and not French horns.
Yeah. So, like, maybe euphonium, maybe, right?
Yeah, euphonium's a nice instrument. It's something I play myself from time to time. It's quite a lot. The mouthpiece is quite a lot bigger than a trumpet, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Oh, excuse me. Just having a yawn because I'm an old man. But the key piece of advice is that if you're going to start learning other instruments, don't forget to practice on your main instrument. Don't let that sit. You need to keep playing both or all of the instruments that you play to ensure that you keep your lip in.
Yeah, because I'm still learning right now, and I kind of don't want to lose all the progress.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for giving me a call. You have this is the last call that I'll be doing today. So, it's been good to chat with you.
Same with you. All right.
See ya.
Bye.
There we go. So this is me. This is me done for the live stream for today. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed this time together. If you are interested in following my channel further, then please make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook. If those of you didn't see before, this is one of my new shirts, Spit Happens, with a picture of the trombone on it. So if you're on YouTube, you can look in the video description and buy one of these for yourself in a size that matches your body. And that would be fantastic. I get a little cut out of any merchandise sales, so I encourage it. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great whatever time it is.